Hey, what's up, guys? And first of all, if you would like to support me and support the channel, my PayPal will be in the description. So, thank you all very much. So, welcome back to Anime King. I'm back with part 2 of What If Naruto Left His Family for Power, guys. Remember to get this one too. 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also, guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels if you're indeed new. Yes, that's correct. I indeed have 3 more channels that I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. Anime King 2, Anime King 3, and Anime Symbol. All of the links will be down in the description, so go ahead, check them out, and yeah, guys, enjoy. So without further ado or wasting more time, let us begin this now, guys. So the last part we left off, we started with a man that basically sold his soul for something. The most basic for human nature, money. He hailed from a very powerful family. When his father passed away, the land, everything was split between his enemies because his brother and sisters, they did not really get along. So he went to the one that was said to be able to do things that, well, was truly unbelievable. He made a deal as he believed that he would be able to get out of it by the time he was ready, as he was given a few years due to him urgency asking for his siblings to be wiped out. 5 minutes. The one that made the deal with him gave him 5 minutes. If he was able to survive 5 minutes longer than past 12, he would not take his soul. So he struck the deal, but as the years went by, he started to panic because the one that he made the deal with, well, his name started to become more infamous, and people started to speak of the things that he was doing. So he hired a lot of men, but in the end, he stood no chance. When the clock struck 12:04, the man arrived and took him. We then ventured to Konoha where Minato Namikaze resided within the office. Minato has been the Hokage for some time now. He gazed towards a photo of his 2 children, Mito and Menma. Kushina himself was there as well. The 9-tail was taken from Kushina on that night. However, the one to sacrifice his life was Hiruzen Sarutobi. He also collected the residue of the chakra and put it inside of Kushina. There was a 50-50% chance she would die, but she pulled through after a few months in the hospital. Yes, she pulled through. So his family was together. However, he had a son before that, a young boy named Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto was an abnormal child. The way he acted, the way he carried himself, he just wasn't normal. You see, there was this old tale about the Uzumakis. A very old tale about a man who was born without physical chakra. The 2 elements component to make chakra was physical and spiritual. He was born with pure spiritual chakra, and he was able to do things that defy the natural law of the shinobi world, to the point that people started to fear him, fearing the power at his disposal. He started to go mad with power, believing that he was better than all who came to see him, believing that he was above them all. His power made him better than all of them. Thus he saw it, and nothing could change his mind. He did some truly awful things. There was a book that was in his possession. as many believed that this strange occurrence would once again show itself. However, they found themselves not seeing it ever again. The family bloodline was none other than Kushina's. Yes, it was her family bloodline that the man came from. So the book was passed down to her, and she brought it to Konoha. On his journey one day within their home, Naruto found it within the attic. Kushina and Minato wished they could have taken it away, but they did not. From that day, Naruto started to change even more, behaving more erratic, behaving more strange. They caught him speaking to himself on numerous occasions. They went to get him help, but it seems like it was not working, as they found themselves worrying about the future. Until Kushina found herself pregnant. She had to say she neglected Naruto in a way, as she just wanted to be there, be strong for the kids that were coming so their family could be whole once again. But in doing so, they neglected Naruto. As Naruto was by himself, he did things that they had no idea about, as he grew stronger and stronger. However, when the babies were born and everything was normal, left alone with them for a short amount of time, the family returned to see the kids bloody. Terrified and afraid, Minato was angry as he lashed out at Naruto for what he did, knowing that he knew right from wrong. However, it was on that day that Naruto disappeared. Luckily, the kids were safe. To this day, they haven't seen him, they haven't heard about him. He was just gone. We then skip back towards a man that reaped the soul of the rather selfish fool. Attacked by Kumo ninjas, his identity was finally revealed. It was Naruto Uzumaki, as he was no longer the same. His clothing is here. He also had an assistant, a woman. Her name was Mazakin, but Naruto called her Maze. He used the Raikage own man to threaten him, to tell him not to come after him, otherwise there will be more bodies. We then skip to Naruto as he was siphoning the very nature itself. He was devouring nature energy. He learned a long time ago that he wasn't normal, and he was now using that to his advantage. He still had the book with him. The book was responsible for his action for trying to hurt his siblings, but Minato and Kushina were jumping the gun. Naruto wasn't trying to kill them, but he supposed his method were seen as bad. After all, the kids were bloody and screaming, and he was standing there with a knife, so he did not blame his parents. We also get to learn a bit more about Naruto, about the life that he lived after leaving the village. Him striking deals with people. As some people he killed some, he took something else away from them. All of these always made him stronger in a different aspect or a different way. However, Naruto's true goal was problematic for everything, because Naruto was tampering with forces that were beyond what he's come to learn so far. But he would not stop. He will not stop. Mazakin told him about his brother and sister graduating, as she kept him up to date on them. Menma. He was on Yamato's team along with two girls, Ami Uzuki and Sadara Uchiha, younger, sister of Shizue Uchiha. As for Mito, she was with Sakura and Sasuke. Naruto decided that it was time that he met his siblings, now that they can actually talk, as he made his way towards the land of Wave. Seeing that his siblings had no idea who he was, well, things were about to be complicated. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the place of yourself. So let's begin this. Now guys, she found herself taking deep breaths as she was panting heavily. Standing within the field, she was wearing a very dark brown dress with a black obi wrapped around her waist, black shorts under the dress that did not go down to her knees, and the leggings that came up from her sandals as they passed her knees and came up to her thigh. Her red hair was tied up in a ponytail, tucked away in the back of her shirt, as she was holding on to both of her knees, exhausted. It was Mito Uzumaki. She was within the land of Wave, her headband keeping her hair away from her eyes. As she collapsed down on her butt, leaned up against a tree. They came to the land of Wave with a different expectation, while the mission was a whole different expectation. First, it was the Demon Brothers. Who they handle. It made her believe that, perhaps, she was stronger than she thought. But when they came face to face with Zabuza Momoche, she felt it. True fear for the first time. She was terrified. Her whole body seized up and she was trembling. But the words from her sensei Kakashi Hatake, telling them that he would never allow anything to happen to them, it calmed her, not to mention his chakra washing over them. However, Kakashi got captured, but they came up with a plan, and they were able to set him free. However, in the end, they were misled, as Kakashi informed them that the so-called hunter was not really a true hunter. He was an apprentice of Zabuza. They were tricked. Iniri, the son of Tsunami, he got so angry at them. Her compassion was too great. She felt bad for the child, extremely so. She grew up in a wonderful environment. She had her brother. She had her mother. She had her father. She had Uncle Jiraiya. She had so much people there. She had her family. There was no danger or threat that was constantly over them. But these people, as she stepped through the village, she saw the true suffering of mankind. There she lay, having been pushing herself, trying to get stronger, trying to stop this Gateau. She sat there, truly wondering, how could a human being, someone that had blood, flesh like her, someone that breathed the same air, how could they be so wicked? And when she do see Gateau, was she going to kill him? That action was always plaguing her thought. Wouldn't that make her just as bad as him if she took his life? But she was a ninja. That is what ninjas do. No one, not even her mother or father, people that she believed had all the answers, they couldn't answer that question, because most people see things differently when it came to being a ninja. But she haven't found her way just yet. She haven't found her path just yet. But she knew one thing though. She would fight and protect the people that she cared about. And she would fight for those who can't fight for themselves. At any means necessary, she told herself. Hello there. Mito almost jumped as she looked up, seeing someone standing a few feet. She couldn't believe that. She did not even notice. It was like he appeared out of nowhere, but she was sure it was her fault. She was too focused on her own thoughts. However, looking up on this man, he did not seem to be a ninja. He was wearing a brown coat. His hair was red. That wasn't really common. Yes, it was not really common. The tips of his hair was blonde. Truly unusual, she thought to herself. Then again, the world was a big place. He seemed to be in his late teens. As he smiled at her, "Are you alright?" he said. "You seem to not be doing so good." "Oh, I'm fine," she said, smiling at him. "Just a bit of training." "Ah, you're a ninja," he said to her. "And from Konoha as well." "You know my village," she said, looking at the man in front of her. As she questioned, "Who are you?" "Oh, I'm just a traveler," he said, "passing through these lands." "A traveler? What kind?" As there was many different other sort of travelers out there, she was interested to hear what he had to say. The world is a rather large place. Most places are forbidden for one to go without proper authorization. However, I would like to see it all. I would like to explore. I would like to, visit every corner of the earth before my time comes. "But you're a young man," Mito said. "You can do that with extra time to spare." "I suppose you're right, but it's much harder for people like us who aren't shinobis." You ninjas always fascinate me, he said, with a smile. Doing all of those cool things, walking up trees, releasing flame from your mouth. I mean, it's almost magical. When you put it that way, it truly is. I often think of it that way as well. He looked at her strangely. What's wrong? She said. Do I have something on my face? Are you sure that you want to be a ninja? She looked at him confused. Why would you ask me that? She said. As I said, I'm a traveler. And I've seen the heart of ninjas throughout this world. And some of them are truly horrific to even think about. This line of work is dangerous. Are you sure that you're up for it? You seem like such a sweet, innocent girl. For one thing, she said, as she poked a finger in her chest, I'm determined. And when I put my mind to something, I never give up, she said to him. And I know what you mean. It seems that my belief about there being, well, it's hard to explain, but I never thought that this was how bad things were. This land, for example, the man that is causing these people such suffering. I can't imagine how can you knowingly do something like this. That is why. I'll stop him, she said, clenching her fists. She was watching him carefully to see what would his reaction be to that. Mito was not stupid. Even if this man was a civilian, he could be some kind of spy, but she got nothing from him. He just seemed to be genuinely curious. Tell me something. What exactly are you fighting for? Why have you become a ninja? She was quiet for a few seconds. For my precious people, my family, my friends. In order to protect them, to keep them safe, so that we all can be happy. His smile widened when he heard that. I truly hope that I can come across more people like you in this world, he said to her. I have to go. I have a long journey ahead of me. He started to walk away. Hey, what's your name? Said Mito. Oh, it's Naruto. What's yours? I am Mito, she said. Mito Uzumaki. Soon enough you will hear my name worldwide, because I will be the first female Hokage of Konoha. I hope we can meet again when I do become Hokage. If you're still on your journey, I'll make the world a lot more safe for you, she said with a smile towards him. I hope you can, he said, waving goodbye. What a nice person, said Mito, realizing that perhaps everyone was not bad, as she returned back to what she was doing. The so-called Naruto stepped out of sight before he simply vanished. Meanwhile, in mid-air, the original opened his eyes. Mazakin was standing behind him. So, what do you think? Maze questioned Naruto. Naruto fully got to his feet. The both of them were simply standing in the air. You could see that there was a shimmer, something surrounding them, protecting them from the line of view, because they weren't that far away from Mito, but they were high above. She's sweet, said Naruto. Kind, gentle, and determined. Remind me of my mother, he said. Naruto immediately paused when he said that. Gazing up, Maze was looking down towards him with a bright smile on her face, as she started to coo at his cuteness. Despite being an 18-year-old man, she started to poke fun at him. Aw, she said, I knew that you would make a wonderful older brother. So caring and protecting of your little sibling, she said, as she grabbed Naruto's cheek and pinched it. He slapped her hand away, but he was not surprised by her relentless teasing, as the memory of how they met came to mind. Flashback, destruction, chaos, bloodshed. A 10-year-old Naruto was witnessing something truly horrific. Naruto has learned that this world was truly wicked, horrific, mind-blowingly dark, and he realized that he wasn't strong enough. Physically, that is. While he had unusual powers at his disposal, his life was almost ended by a run-of-the-mill missing nin, B rank to be quite exact. Then again, he was 10 years old. However, he lacked the physical speed and strength to defend himself. However, he was not expecting to see something like this. There was a man. They called him Oburu. Oburu was a very wicked individual. You see, he governs over a lot of underground businesses. He's dabbling things that most people doesn't even know about. He's all over. He was successful, powerful, and he get what he want. There was this mining area that he wanted access to. But the small village, they put up their stands. They refused to submit to him. One of the main person behind this revolt was a man known as Asai. You see, Asai was a very kind gentleman that only desired to protect his family, protect the people that he cared about. Asai had a daughter. Her name was Mazakin. Mazakin and her father, they stood up to Oburu the bully. However, their village was small. While their people rallied with them, they stood absolutely no chance. Oburu came, and after being denied time and time again, he brought an army. They swept through the village, and all who stand in front of Oburu was, well, let's just say unspeakable things happened to them, mostly the women. But they had to watch as their husbands, their sons, body part was removed. Oburu wanted the world to fear him. He wanted people to know how infamous he was. A truly wicked, corrupted man. Once they were finished here, they burned the people. Those that surrender was used in slave trafficking, used for Oburu's own good. However, Mazakin, after watching her father be put down in front of her eyes, and unspeakable things took place afterwards, they set her ablaze, along with countless others. They truly detest wickedness of humanity. To believe one that doesn't even hold power could do something like this. His influence, his money. These people were truly horrific. Oburu's family spanned from a long way as well, as most of his family was tied up within this darkness that was tied into his soul. When Naruto arrived there, he found her. Naruto was shocked. Somehow she was still alive. Whatever deity was protecting her had kept her alive. 95% of her body was burnt, but somehow she was still breathing. An idea came to Naruto's head. At the time, Naruto did not really care that much for her or her people, but he went into her mind though. Mazakin was surprised. The last thing she remembered was pain, this feeling of tiredness as well. Almost like she wanted to let go, but for some reason she did not. She could not. Hello there. She spun around. Who are you? She said. My name is Naruto, he said. Don't worry, I'm not with them. And as you can see, I'm just a child. But I have something for you. A proposal. What are you talking about? Oh, you don't remember. With a simple snap of his finger, all the memories came rushing back to her. She collapsed on the ground. Her mind was spinning and twisting and flipping around upon itself. Her eyes widened in shock as she looked at him with a shaky form. She looked at her body. You're not really here. We're in your mind. As I said, I can give you the power. I can give you the strength in order to wipe them all away. I can make you have your revenge for your village, for your people, for your father. All you have to do is swear your loyalty to me and become one of my bodyguards, he said. I'll give you strength beyond your wildest imagination. I'll make you able to crush those that stand against you. I'll make it so that no one will be able to ever lower their power over you ever again. Mazakin, her heart burning with vengeance. She accepted without even thinking about it. She wanted Abru to suffer. She wanted all of them to burn. Naruto took her and modified her, using his spiritual magical energy. Naruto made her better, completely, revising her, healing her. He did many things, only beneficial for her case. He also linked the both of them to ensure that, even if her loyalty did not show through her words, it would be shown through her actions soon enough, and she would not be able to turn against him. When she woke up, she felt different. She felt detached, but at the same time powerful. There was a final ritual that must be commenced. His part of the deal need to be finished. Naruto brought her there. Abru and his man. Abru was resting within a rather large mansion. He had so many guards, keeping him protected 24/7. The alarm started to blaze. "Find out what the hell is going on," he said. He stood at 5'9", dark hair, a scar under his left eye. He was a rather large-sized man, not fat but more thick muscular, dressed in a rather expensive business suit. Suddenly, he heard something behind him. "I'm afraid that's not going to work." He spun around. A child?" he said, confused. "Yes, I suppose I am." "Someone is here for you. I suppose this is a penance for your past actions." Who the hell are you, brat?" he questioned. Naruto proceeded to sit down. "She will be here shortly. I'm sure she's enjoying what she's doing right now." On the outside, Mazakin, her hair flew around wildly. It was her nails. Her nails had elongated to her will, but they were blood red. With a stab, with a slash, they were tearing through metal. Her blows were enhanced. Her speed, her agility, she was able to twist her body in ways that should not be humanly possible. It was like she didn't even have a spine. But it wasn't only that. The weapons that were bonded to her, the weapons, curved sights that were gripped in her hand, small with black handles. You could see the tattoos, but they were ruins, carving into the handle that were also glowing into her skin, an extension of her body, a connection with her very soul and essence. She cleaved and slashed. She massacred a lot of them, leaving behind corpses upon corpses. When she arrived towards a steel door, she sliced right through it. Abru was shocked, backing away, but Naruto put his foot out and tripped the man. "Oh, my apologies." Mazakin walked over, dripping in blood. "You," she said. What followed was truly unspeakable. As she got her revenge, she made him suffer before she tore him into pieces. She did not kill him. Her vengeance was great. Naruto agreed to extend his proposal. They hunted down every single member of his family, his children, everything. Mazakin feared that she became what she hated the most, as she slaughtered every single one of them in front of Abru. She gave up her humanity to Naruto. She gave up her life to serve him, to protect him, as he gave her what she desired. Perhaps his influence over her became so damning that her empathy, that little voice in the back of her mind telling her to stop, it never showed up. She demolished the entire system. She erased them. Unknowingly though, she also gave rise to Gateau, who was able to control most of the other underground business and make his business extremely more wealthy once Abru was dead. Naruto knew that he had some issues. He wasn't a perfect person. He wasn't an evil person either, but those people, he did not care for them one bit. However, Mazakin was different. Things started to change. More or less, she started to baby him. But not as you might think. She only did that when the both of them were alone. or when she had some time to tease him, but other than that, she even jumped in the way to die for him once, which led to unspeakable awakenings within Naruto, which allowed her to truly see what Naruto was capable of. She was surprised, overwhelmed, but that was something that brought them even closer, as Naruto started to see her as someone that was always there to protect him and keep him safe. And there was where the issues came in. Perhaps she was a mother to him now. Well, the closest that you could get, given her fierce loyalty and protection to him. She was the only one in the world that he treated this way. He didn't have a connection with anyone else in his family, so that was something to be said. He offered to rip up their deal, to give her freedom, but she didn't want to. She wanted to stick with him. She wanted to continue on. She wanted to explore, experience the world like he wanted to. She wanted to see the depths of what he was going to accomplish because she knew that he would bring great changes. And as many people might believe that he was this demon that stole people's souls, that was not it. He has done some terrible things. He's not a good person either, but he's not a bad person either. And that was the story of Mazakin and Naruto, otherwise known as Maze and Naruto, in the flashback. They've been tight ever since, as Naruto has placed his life in her hands more than a dozen of times, and she always came through for him no matter what. Down below, hey nerd, it's time to go back. You know, just because I'm smarter than you doesn't mean I'm a nerd, Mito said to Sasuke Uchiha. They have been friends for a long time now. Their parents were really close. As she made her way back to the house, she was happy. Even Kakashi Hatake saw that. He had seen the great strain and struggle it placed on her when she saw the citizens of these lands. However, she was happy. Mito knew that there were still good people out there. The other day though, she met another person. This one name was Haku. She mistook him for a girl, but he was actually a boy. Perhaps the world wasn't that bad, she thought to herself, meeting these wonderful people. Unfortunately though, problems struck. Mito protected the family members while she headed to the bridge, where she came across Sasuke with his awakened Sharingan. She immediately entered without a second thought, not caring about her own safety as she helped Sasuke. Sakura was outside protecting the client. Their sensei was facing off against Zabuza. The hunter ninja was fast, using the reflection and the light to move from one mirror to another, almost like jumping from light itself. His speed was on another level, and the needles made things a lot worse. However, when Sasuke jumped in the way to save her life, Mito was reminded of what happened with Menma when she trusted Mizuki. She was always putting her friends and families in danger because she wasn't strong enough or wise enough to realize that she was being tricked. She hated that feeling, knowing that they were hurt because of her. And for the first time, she dug deep into that hate and draw on that power. Every fight came to a stop for a moment as a malignant, monstrous power breached into the surface. Kakashi Hatake dreaded that feeling. It can't be, he said. Meanwhile, standing within mid-air, Cloak, observing what was going on, was Naruto and Maze. Maze stepped forward, but Naruto stopped her. Let's keep on watching, he said. He wanted to see with his own eyes, as the power of the fox was trying to corrupt his younger sister. Mito's speed and strength was on a different level of ferocity. She broke the mask, inflicting severe damage to the hunter nin. Shockingly though, she stopped. She controlled herself, remembering the face quite well. A smile was greeted on Naruto's face, seeing her restraint. But he saw something else as well. He was right, he thought to himself. His mind drifted back to all those years ago, when Minato and Kushina found him, believing that he was trying to kill them. He knew it, he thought. However, that was not important right now. Haku told his story. As Mito did not kill him, she stopped herself. Haku's life was a dreadful one, having to kill his own father, due to the fact that he saw him as a monster because of the bloodline purge. Naruto knew a lot about that. The sound of electricity could be heard. Kakashi Hatake, proving to be the better between him and Zabuza Momochi, he was about to end it. However, as Haku smiled at Mito, maybe, in another life, we could have been friends. However, I must protect my master. Sinking through one of his mirrors, Kakashi Hatake could not stop. Zabuza could feel it. He was going to die. As Mito was running down the bridge, Haku had told her that Sasuke was not dead, simply paralyzed. He never aimed to kill the Uchiha. He never aimed to kill her either. She ran to save Haku. However, it was too late as she saw the attack about to pierce through his chest, until a mirror appeared on Haku's chest. Kakashi's hand came out of that mirror and clashed with his own hand. The two Shidoris were diffused. The copy ninja was surprised, but Haku was also surprised as well. That wasn't him. He grabbed Kakashi's hand as the dogs poofed away. Zabuza showed no intent to stop as he was about to rip directly through the two of them, but poofing of smoke all over as Mito summoned her chakra. While the clones might not be strong enough of them were able to knock Zabuza back, forcing him down to the ground. They piled on him as Kakashi used his one arm to slam Haku into the railing, causing him to remain suspended there. Mito was standing there furious. How could you? She shouted. She was angry at Zabuza. He was willing to give his life for you, and you're willing to cut through him like he's nothing. I thought he was wrong. I thought there wouldn't be someone that was so wicked to truly see someone that they've been with for so long as a tool and nothing more. How could you be so much of a monster? She cursed at him as Kakashi tried to stop her, but her words just kept on piling on. As the weakened, beaten Haku was lying there, suffering the pain from Kakashi slamming him into the railing, he wasn't able to move. He had already used most of his strength to try to stop the copy ninja and somehow succeed. How, he did not know. As he stood there, Zabuza ripped the clones off himself. He tried to grip his blade, but his hand was shaking. He was losing a lot of blood. The teeth had sunk into him from the dogs. However, perhaps he truly did not want it to grip it. As he gazed over towards Haku, Kakashi Hatake is standing there, his kunai still in his hand, within his right to end the life of Haku. And Zabuza was being bombarded by Mito words. He tried. He was trying his best, trying to push out those images out of his mind, trying to push them away, but he suddenly felt the moistness as it was fluctuating at the tip of his eyes. They started to run down his cheek. He was crying. Her words cut him deeper than any blade. What if Haku had truly died? He'd never be there again. Did he truly just saw him as a tool and nothing more? The past couple of years would say otherwise though. Had he really been that selfish? But that was his thing. He was the one that massacred his entire class. So why the hell should he give a damn about one single brat who was a tool to him? And yet, even as he tried to deny it, even as he tried to fight it, he could not. The blade fell from his hand and clattered to the ground. His gaze looked towards a kunai that was in Kakashi's hand, ready to strike down Haku. I am your target here, he said, not him. as he tried to put all the focus on himself, knowing that a battle between himself and the copy ninja would end in only one way: his death. "No, Zabuza-sama, don't do this," Haku said. "It was my life to be given for yours. I'm your tool. I'm the one that's supposed to be given up, not you," he pleaded with his master. However, before Zabuza could answer, showing Haku with his words only that he was willing to die instead of him, they all felt it. A cold, chilling sensation. On the other side of the bridge, Sakura was amazed. Who are you?" No words came from him though. Sasuke opened his eyes. As his body was healed, he got to his feet. Looking towards Sakura, what happened? He saw her gaze looking towards someone else. Two people ahead of them. Who the hell are they? Sasuke asked. Everyone turned their gaze to face the newcomers. As they stepped out, a strange black fog, a very eerie sensation illuminating from it. Whoever this was, they were strong. Everyone could feel it in the atmosphere. Until he stepped out of it along with Mazakin by his side. Mito saw him. Naruto? Kakashi's eyes widened in shock. Immediately recognizing who this was, to hear the name. But she knew? "Hey, that's Naruto," she said. "I met him here," she said. "But what is he?" She looked towards him confused. Kakashi immediately stepped in front of her. "Stay away," he said. His kunai pointed outwards. "Kakashi Hatake." "Sensei, what are you doing?" He's not a threat." "You have no idea who this is," said Kakashi. "Stay behind me." Zabuza and Haku were confused on what was going on. Most people had no idea who Naruto was. They heard the rumors, they heard the legends, they heard things, but his face was a mystery to most. Kakashi knew Naruto rather well. It isn't often that Kakashi is afraid, but the only child that has ever truly scared him was Naruto. Kakashi spent time with Naruto because most of the time Minato and Kushina were busy. It was Naruto's mind, his philosophy. Kakashi was a part of it to try and ease Naruto into a normal sense of understanding. Even someone as smart, put together as Itachi Uchiha, when he was younger and he was a very smart child, could not keep up with Naruto in any way. It wasn't that Naruto was just smart, it was just something about him would make you think that, well, your life meant nothing, that it was pointless, that you should end yourself. It got so bad to one point that some of the kids were terrified to even spend time in the park with him. Seeing him again, after all these years, Kakashi believed that he was dead. Remembering what he tried to do, Minato had told him rather well what he tried to do to his siblings. Mito tried to push past Kakashi though, but he grabbed their arm. He was stern. "He's no friend of yours, he's an enemy," Kakashi said, trying his best to stop the girl from making a stupid move. "How are you alive? And why are you here?" Kakashi asks. "How am I alive? I survived. Isn't that obvious? And I think it's time for a family reunion." Mito blinked. Was this person Kakashi's family? She did not know he had any left. She thought he did not. However, when his gaze was looking at her as he spoke, "I forgot to give you my full name," he said with a smile. "It's Naruto. Naruto Namikaze." Mito was stunned, unable to believe it. Sasuke and Sakura, who arrived, also heard what he said. Are you saying that?" "Stay back," said Kakashi, stopping Mito. Is he really my family?" "I'm your brother," Naruto said. I have an older brother?" How didn't I know?" "Our history is Complicated, he said. But if you truly want to know if I'm telling the truth or not, you can simply ask your sensei. Kakashi, is he telling the truth? He is. But there are things that you don't understand. There's a reason why. I'm trying to protect you. Now listen to me. I'm your teacher and I'm ordering you to stand back. Kakashi said, putting the bass in his tone. Because she wasn't listening. He knew that she could be soft on family. But this, he couldn't allow her to die under his watch. As he gazed towards Naruto, having no idea what he was here to do, he looked at the other woman. He could tell that they were both strong, ridiculously so. Well, what is going on here? A voice said as Gateau arrived on the bridge, followed by a lot of his men. Naruto started to walk. Kakashi Hatake upped his guard, but Naruto simply scoffed. If I wanted to fight you, I would have fought you a long time ago. And come on now, you're here watching children. Do you really want to do something that stupid? Naruto said, stepping past Kakashi, giving him his back. Mito was standing there stunned as Kakashi got in front of her, still not trusting Naruto. Gateau, what the hell are you doing here? Said Zabuza. Isn't it obvious? I've realized how stupid I've been. Wasting my money, wasting my time on you. Demon, you're nothing but a whiny piece of crap who got his ass kicked twice now. So I decided that I'll get rid of all of you. Isn't that right, boys? He said. They started chatter and laugh amongst themselves. Gateau turned his gaze towards Haku. And you'll pay for what you did to my arm, he said. Remembering Haku broke his arm, which cast was still there. Haku fully got up to his feet. If any of you touch Zabuza-sama, I'll kill you, he said, staggering a bit. I don't think this is going to work out as you believe. And you Konoha ninjas, I'll give you one opportunity to forget this mission. Head back to your pompous village. Otherwise, well, it's not going to end that nicely. Hello there, Gateau. Huh? Who the hell are you? We haven't met, Naruto said, stepping past Zabuza. My name is Naruto, but I think you might know me as something else. I believe that you were looking for me. Huh? Me looking for you? Naruto started to list out a couple of names that some people around the elemental nation call him. Zabuza immediately stepped back. Zabuza, a man that was known for his ferocity. You could see the fear in his eyes. He heard things. Kakashi was shocked. You're telling me that Naruto is that person? A feeling of dread washed through them, unable to believe what they were currently hearing, stopping in their tracks. Gateau swallowed thickly. What are you doing here? Are you here to offer me a deal? He said. Yes, I believe you were looking to make a deal with me, to strengthen yourself or your army even more. I suppose we can work something out. On the other hand though, you see, I'm trying to build this rapport with my younger sister back there. That's the reason why I saved her new friend. Haku looked down to his chest. He knew that wasn't him. And that's the reason why I'm going to save this village. Because most people think that I'm bad or evil or something, but there's no such thing as good or evil within this world. It's always about the mentality. Naruto's hand rested on Gateau's shoulder. Gateau froze. So did every man that stood behind him as Naruto was standing behind him. Kakashi Hatake was confused. There's no possible way, no humanly possible way that was pure speed. It had to be some sort of teleportation, but what sort of teleportation works like that? The only other thing that he knew of that can do that was the Hiroshin. And Naruto had not marked Gateau. Or had he? He did not know. Or perhaps it was something different entirely. Just what is he capable of now? The man behind Gateau raised their weapons, but Naruto did not even look back. Maze Maze appeared between a section of them before their bodies started to crumble in on itself. She sliced into their main arteries as she kicked them right off the bridge, causing them to collapse in the water. She turned her wrath towards the rest, a smile on her face. "Come on, boys," she said, licking the tip of her blade. "Let's have some fun." "What's wrong?" No one wanted to dance. They were all struggling to move, afraid that she just dissembled four of them within a second. Gateau tried to run, but he was unable to move. Literally, he had no idea what was going on. Naruto leaned down and whispered in his ear. Naruto said strange words. Words that no one could truly understand. The next moment, Gateau screamed as blue flames ignite him. Mito was shocked by the brutality, afraid. However, Gateau collapsed down to his knees without a single burn mark. Everyone was confused, but Gateau was so tired that he collapsed. However, he wasn't burned, neither was his clothing. The flames seemed to pool within Naruto's palm as he held it close in his fist. As Gateau blacked out, still much alive, but his entire strength had left him. Naruto turned his gaze. So, who's next? The thugs, terrified despite their numbers, the sensation that the woman was giving off, and that man beside her, it scared them. They jumped and ran on their boats, heading away, running for their life. Seems they were nothing but a bunch of cowards. "What do you expect?" said Naruto. "I guess you're right. However, we aren't going to let them go, are we?" Mei said. "Go ahead. Have fun," said Naruto. Since the attack on her people, wiping out everyone that she loved, Maze, she wasn't subjectively good or evil. She was about to do unspeakable things to those men, yes. However, they were here to butcher these people, and that pissed her off. While it might not concern her that much with these people, but it concerned her about her own emotion. She jumped and dived into the water. She swam like some kind of creature, moving with inhuman speed as she started to sink their ships and boats. When they dropped in the water, it started to bleed red. Naruto picked Gateau up by the back of his shirt. "Man, he's heavy. For someone so short," he said. Once again, he whispered words under his lips and tapped Gateau twice. The man was risen in the air and moved alongside Naruto. They made their way. Kakashi Hatake, Zabuza, all of them preparing to fight. "There's no need to fear me. All of your life are protected," Naruto said. "But I believe this belongs to them." He looked up, the others not daring to do so. However, there was a group of people there, those that Mito was able to inspire through Iniri. Naruto teleported towards them and placed Gateau down. There he is, ripe for the taking. The one that has caused you people so much suffering, so much bloodshed. Go ahead, rip him apart, Naruto said. However, they hesitated, despite having the weapons in their hand. "I see you need some more incentive, or perhaps a little push. I mean, if he's not stopped now, he will return, and he will kill each and every one of you to take your land, massacre your people." Their blood started to flare, anger started to rise. Use those weapons and stop and erase his malignant bloodline from this world forever. Naruto's words could be rather compelling. Dose, with that magical energy out of his mouth, infecting these people like a virus. They wasted no time. The brutality of it all was truly bad. Gateau was dead after the first few hits. They beat him until he was bloody, finally standing up for themselves. Well, Naruto said, behind Kakashi who jumped away, trying to understand how he keeps on doing that. It's a form of teleportation. You seem curious, Naruto said. He brushed his hand off. He stepped towards Mito. Kakashi swung at Naruto, but Naruto ducked. The copy ninja raised his leg before swinging out another punch. Zabuza and Haku not knowing exactly what to do. Zabuza heard about the curses and the things that happened, but he owed the copy ninja nothing at all. Kakashi threw another fist that would have indeed hit Naruto, but the copy ninja fist was blocked by nothing because there was nothing there. Please, Naruto said, and with a simple wave of his hand, Kakashi crashed on the bridge. Stop it! Mito said, if you're really my family, you would know that you shouldn't do this. It's wrong, she shouted at him. Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to harm Kakashi in any single way. After all, we're kind of like families in a way, given how close he is to our father. Naruto said, kneeling down, as the copy ninja got back up. You're my sister. We will talk soon enough. Explanations will be given. Naruto said, looking at her. But I'm sure you have a lot of questions. And I'm sure that you're going to see me differently after you get them. But I hope we can talk again. Don't leave. Come back with us. Come back to the village, she said. We can sort all of this out. I need to know what is going on. You will soon enough. You're a brave, kind girl. Keep on remembering that. You will make a difference. Mazakin arrived behind Naruto, not a shred of blood on her. As Mito gazed up, Mazakin smiled at her before she placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder, and, just like that, they ceased to exist. Kakashi finally fully got up, felt like something was weighing him down. It had to be Naruto. He stepped towards Mito. Are you alright? He said. Yeah, he just wanted to talk. Is he really my brother? She questioned. You have to talk to your parents, he said. Everyone there was shocked by everything that was going on, but goodbyes have to be said. Haku wanted to say his goodbyes. I know that things are complicated for you right now, but I just want to thank you for not going through with what you were going to do. The fact that the both of us survived this day, perhaps there's a future that we can be true friends. And I hope everything works out on your end, Haku said, grateful to this girl. Her words gave him something, the proof that Zabuza truly cared for him. And he was happy about that. Having no reason left to stay here given that they were once a part of the problem, they both made their way off, leaving the island. Mito was conflicted. Sasuke tried to be there for her. As much as they were at each other's throats a lot, they were friends. Sakura trying to do the same. Mito, who loved to talk, who loved to socialize, was quiet, constantly thinking. A distance away, both Naruto and Mazakin was making their way. Did you just want to put doubts in your mind about how good you are? She questioned. Of course not, said Naruto. It's not like I'm going to harm her. However, I do need something from her. And my younger brother as well. And I suppose they will believe that I'm dangerous after what I'm going to do. But it has to be done. It's the next step in gaining what I truly desire, he said. But they're still not ready. They're still not ready just yet. So are you going to explain that night to them what you tried to do? Not yet, said Naruto. After all, it is an awful act to commit on your baby siblings. I suppose they will hate me for it. I don't think so. She seemed rather forgiving, and she cares a lot about her family, Mei said. I suppose you're right, said Naruto. But let's just see where the road is going to take us. By the way, you seem to have some fun. getting rid of those vermin from the earth. They're parasites. I like to squash them out, she said. With that, the both of them made their way off to other ventures. After all, there were certain businesses that Naruto was having to deal with. There were a few things piling up. Time skip. When the bridge came to a completion, it was named after her. She was the one that inspired Inari, giving them the strength to fight back. Some of the people were shocked to the things that they did. They beat Gateau until he was no longer amongst them. Most of them were surprised by their own action, surprised that they did what they did. However, the moment she got back to the village, you could see it in her eyes. The hunger for answer, the thirst for understanding and knowledge. Mito made her way. However, it seems like they were perfectly on time. Minato Namikaze was with his beautiful wife, Kushina Uzumaki. And Menmo was also there as well, having recently returned from a mission with his team, and they were dismissed. His sister has been gone for some time now. However, they got a report that did not give everything, but it did give the highlights. Kushina was baffled. He was alive. Menma was here because they knew that Mito was going to tell him, and it's best if they told the both of them right here and now everything. Kushina was struggling with the news that Naruto was still alive, not sure how to feel about that. Neither was Minato. The door burst open. She was upset, angry. "We have an older brother?" Menma turned towards her. "What?" But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see the next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification stay posted. Remember, share all of your friends in social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other what tips on the other channels. I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and like, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on that bell notification stay posted. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.